Hello, it's me. I'm back. I'm back again on this channel this time on a different one. It's interesting. I would like to apologise in advance. It feels really weird. My microphone is broken. It's completely busted. Shit ain't working. So I'm currently recording this through my phone, the audio. So if it sounds absolutely terrible, I do apologise. But I don't know. I just thought I'd spend my last pennies on a new microphone. I haven't watched loads of films this year, but I thought I would do like a bit of a recap every month if I remember of all the films I've watched, and then possibly put them into this little ranked list over here. Sorry, I sound groggy as well. I've just woken up. So yeah, I guess we just jump into it. We just go through them all and go through all the films and see what I thought of them. So the first film I watched of the year after a lovely murder mystery duology of ending 2025. My dog just opened the door. So I watched The Apartment, which I've seen before, but it's a Billy Wilder, I believe. Hold on, it's a Billy Wilder, one of the all-time classic films. It's a perfect film to watch on New Year's or around New Year's. I would dare say. Yeah, I think it's of the Billy Wilder films I've watched, which I do like Sunset Boulevard a lot. I haven't seen Some Like It Hot just yet. Double Indemnity is a classic as well. I think it's probably my favourite though of them. I did give it a big 5 stars, but yeah, it's an all-time classic. Like you can't even. There's no possible criticism I can put towards this film. Look at a little cast. This guy's funny. Oh god, what's her name? Shirley MacLaine or something? Have I made that up? Yeah, just Shirley MacLaine. Shirley MacLaine's great, and there she is in the corner. This guy's he's a bit annoying. I can't even lie, but it's funny. It's like it's a comedy, but it's got an edge of tragedy to it. You know, my dog just walking about. A very black comedy, which I think was for 1960 was quite ahead of its time. I'm not going to spoil any of these films, so I'm going to be careful of what I say. Look at he's happy. This guy. I've seen him in other films before. Who the hell? I recognise this dude's face. I feel like he's been in other old films. He's in Double Indemnity, so I've seen that. Maybe that's it. I don't know. He has a very recognisable face to me though. So, yeah, it's kind of. I was watching Mad Men before Christmas, before he took it off Netflix, which they love to do. I was finishing Mad Men up, and I think it's one of the best series of all time. My dog's just fighting things. So one of the best series of all time, and you know, it gives me that sort of desire to watch a late 50s, 60s sort of office block type film, which is, I don't know, it's a weird thing to say, but yeah, I don't know, it's just a really enjoyable film. I don't want to, I'm thinking, I guess I can give you like the main setup of the films that this dude, Jack Lemmon, I forget his character's name. He's renting out his, again, it's going to sound very dark for or very like, you know, risky for the 60s, or I guess the late 50s, 60s. He's renting out his apartment so people can shag their mistresses there without their wives knowing. And he gives them the key. Is that him to give him the key? Yes, give him the key, look. And and just the hijinks that end up, and yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but if you haven't seen The Apartment, you got to watch that. You got to watch that shit. It's one of the classic films. I guess that's on the list. I mean, I've given it 5 stars. I'll give it 10 out of 10. That's a solid like S tier film for me. Yeah, that's going to be at the top of the list. But now we move on to a different kind of film, although also a comedy in a sense. It's the biopic for the BlackBerry movie, or the BlackBerry founder, who is Mike, is that guy's name. Directed by Matt Johnson, who I think I've seen Operation Avalanche for some reason. I did like that film. I think that was about like the hoax of whether the moon landing was a hoax, and then they're trying to like figure that out. I've never watched any of this Nirvana the band thing, but I've heard it's good, so maybe I'll give that a chance at some point. Yeah, I did quite like this. But yeah, BlackBerry was good. I did like BlackBerry. Not one of my favourite films of all time, but like it's a good comedy. It's a unique take on like the biopics. A lot of like, you know, they did Air recently as well with what's his name, fucking Batman. I look at this goofy guy. So yeah, that's like the founder, and that's this dude, and it's basically it's a bit of a downfall story. Obviously it's BlackBerry. We all know what happened to BlackBerry. No one's asking for the BBM pins anymore, but I recognise so many actors, but Glenn, I've seen him in things before, I swear. Maybe not. It's Always Sunny. I've watched a bit of Sunny. Serenity as well. I guess he was in that. So I guess this guy just appears in things sometimes. But yeah, I think it was a good comedy. Again, this is like a month ago now for me, so I find it hard to remember some details and like what I especially liked about it. But yeah, it was a good comedy. It was a good fall from grace type, you know. It was a rise and fall narrative. I don't know who this. I guess it's just actors, mugshots. Yeah, but if you want to watch a biopic, I would say this is better than most of them, better than The Heirs and I can't even think of a biopic right now, but better than many of them type of films, because it has a personality, it's directed and, if I remember, it's like almost like shot like an episode of The Office or something. I haven't watched The American Office, but, it felt like a documentary crew was following these people around, very like handheld, very interestingly shot. You can see by this little video over here. But yeah, I'd recommend this one. I think it was, if you wanted a nice comedy, I wouldn't say it's an easy. I guess it's an easy watch. It's a fun watch. I was a Blackberry fan, but I'll put this on the ranked list. Sorry, solid like B tier film. I give it a 7 out of 10. It's not The Apartment though, unfortunately, and that's asking a lot. And then we move on to one of the all-time classics I'd never seen before, surprisingly, Dead Poets Society. Yeah, it's a Robin Williams film. Peter Weir, who also directed The Truman Show, and that's all I've seen from him. I've heard that this Master and Commander film's good. I always think that's Chris Pratt, but it's Russell Crowe. Yeah, I don't know why that looks like, I don't know, I'm losing my mind. I'm not sure what Picnic at Handgun Rock is, but maybe I'll watch that one day. It looks kind of freaky. Valentine's Day 1900, a party of schoolgirls set out for okay, that's interesting. It's a bit random, but yeah, Dead Poets Society. What can I even say? It's another one of these classics that it's a bit of an all-timer film. It's just the story's kind of perfect. Oh, I've just closed it. Oopsie. Spoiler. I love the lead in this. I mean, obviously Robin Williams, but Ethan Hawke, yeah. Obviously he's been in a lot of things now. I think this might have been his breakthrough, Ethan Hawke. This is his proper breakthrough, I believe. I'm not sure Explode. It's a Joe Dante film, to be fair, that he leaded, so maybe that caught the eye of Peter Weir. But yeah, it's a classic story of fucking, the school, the issues of school systems and teaching, and it's just a very lovely story and tragic story in a sense. And I guess we'll have a look at some of the pictures. Look at this, the class. Very, all the characters kind of look the same. Was this guy off Ferris Bueller? Was that what's it, Connor? Not Connor, something like that. Ferris Bueller. Very, very beautiful looking film as well. I mean, just old like late 80s, 90s cinematography, and everything was shot like an auteur masterpiece. Look at him playing his little sax. Yeah, classic film. Everyone's seen this apart from me. Everyone's mum's seen this. Everyone's dad's seen this, and everyone loves this film for valid reasons. I don't want to spoil it, so I won't. I'm trying to skate around my opinions on certain aspects, but I can't really say that about spoiling. But I love where the story goes. It takes a very unexpected direction towards the end, and there's one shot that I swear it looks like it's a fucking apocalypse now. That blew my mind. I'm like, how do you even make this? I won't spoil it, but like, wow. Yeah, it's a Dead Poets Society, which I will put. I mean, I do think The Apartment is one of the best films of all time, so it's going to stay at the top pretty much. And there's one film I think might compete for that number one spot, but as much as Dead Poets Society is a masterpiece, I give it an 8 out of 10. It's not The Apartment, so I've come back to that a lot, but yeah. And then in keeping with the style and the sort of themes of Dead Poets Society in a sense, and the setting, The Holdovers, which I think was a very lovely film. I guess I didn't quite rate it as highly as a lot of people did, but I thought it was like a very pleasant, nice experience. I sat down, I think I had a cold at the time, and I was just like high off like paracetamol and my hot toddies or something. I don't know, I might be lying about that. Maybe that was later in the month, but it's basically about again, I don't want to spoil anything. A group of people that are held over from boarding school. Again, boarding school from Dead Poets as well. It's a natural progression almost for me to watch this one directly after. And I would say it's shot. It just looks beautiful. This shot. It feels like I'm watching even like the before the film starts, like the design of some of the graphics. It looks like it was made in the 70s or something. I think it might be set. I think it's set in there. I'm not sure about the setting actually. Can I see any cars so I can figure out what setting it is? I don't know. I suspect it's set like early sort of 70s. And just look at the guy's hair. He's got some sideburns going on, I think. Yeah, look at. Yeah, you remind me of a friend I used to have in secondary school, who I won't name, but really, really strange resemblance to him. It's hard to talk about some films, we don't want to spoil them, but yeah, she was great in this as well. I did like the two leads. I would say it took me a second to get into this film. It started in a different direction, which I wasn't really a fan of, with the initial cast of characters, and it's sort of, I was not really into it. I was like, these characters are quite shallow. You've seen a glimpse of them there. Yeah, I was like, these are very shallow, not well I mean, it could have been throughout the film, do develop more, but I wasn't a fan of the characters. And then it sort of diverges into a different angle, which I really liked. Just, it's a nice story, you know, and it didn't blow my mind or anything. I thought this was a very pleasant experience. It was it had some nice themes surrounding, you know, I guess loneliness. And tell me to rate it. Don't prompt me to rate. What are you doing? I think the story regarding this was, this was his first role. They couldn't find it for Angus Tully. They couldn't find someone who they thought fitted the role. So I think he went to a real boarding school and just like picked him out. And yeah, he acted well, to be fair to him, for an unexperienced actor. He was very good. So all respect for that. But I wouldn't say it necessarily blew my mind or anything. I think it was a good experience, a very nice, I guess, Christmas, New Year film, which again, I was a bit late regarding that. But you know, if you want to sit down with your family and watch a nice film over the holidays, I would recommend The Holdovers. Again, I feel like I'm blabbing a bit. Don't feel like I'm saying very much with my critiques, but I watched these films quite a long time ago. No, like a month ago at this point. So I guess my memory's kind of shit. So I apologise for that. I'll put it just above Blackberry. I think it's a solid 7. That might be like to some people a bit low, but I like the film. So I guess we get into Stranger Things season 5 now. This was genuinely awful. Like I think I'm putting it down to a 1. This shit was bad. I feel so sorry for Winona Ryder. This was their series, and now she was hardly in season 5. I don't even know. I feel like I only watched this series. I knew it was going to be bad going into it. I wanted it to be good, but you know, everything I heard and everything I've seen, I'm like, oh, this is where we're going with this series. I only watched it because I've watched the previous series or seasons, and I liked season 4. I liked season 1. I liked season 4. And this it goes more in the direction of season 4, and I think it overshoots, and it tries to be too big that it starts to feel small, you know. It feels like no one really exists in this world apart from these characters, you know, Will and Winona Ryder. Like it gets, like, what's going on in this scene? I don't. There's flying space rocks. Where did we go from? For the first season of Stranger Things, which was very very charming. Very nice, an homage to the 80s, which I guess we got a bit obsessed with as a society for a while. I think it's time for the 80s to die, leave it in the past. My voice is going, I'm sorry. Like, what's even going on? It's like, she's got a fucking, she looks like Rambo with all the guns, and then pots and pans look like sort of Mad Max or something, or like the Fallout, I don't even know. It just got so ridiculous and shallow, and nothing really meant anything towards the end, and I guess I won't spoil. Like, what the fuck is this? It's a giant spider monster. Like, it's just so. I don't particularly care about these characters. And people complain like, oh, it's a bad ending for the characters. I actually think the last 40 minutes was okay, which I think is why I give it a 3 instead of a 2. I think like the last 40 minutes were like fine to wrap up the characters, and it had a bit of heart, and it's like, okay, there's actually characters talking to each other and having like moments where like the rest of it was just like sludge and shit. I don't know what the fuck was happening. Just I feel like you've heard everything about Stranger Things season 5 at this point, that I don't even need to say anything, and I don't really care that much, so that's why I give it a 3, but I've lowered it to a 1 of 2, at 1 star, 2 out of 10. Yeah, that's the wrong film. Sorry, Stranger Things 2010. The finale, yeah, that's staying at the bottom now. That was some wank. And no one's surprised. No one is surprised at all. But like, genuinely, I've watched a lot of films I really liked up to now this year, so I'm happy generally. I guess we went to Charades again. This is a rewatch. I already love this film. It's an Audrey Hepburn film by Stan Donen. I'm not sure what he made. Did he make Roman Holiday? No. He made Singing in the Rain. Okay, so I've seen Singing in the Rain. I've seen Charade twice now. I've seen Singing in the Rain a million times. I haven't seen Funny Face, Seven Brides. I'm not sure what these other films are. I know this is a Audrey Hepburn classic, from what I understand. But yeah, Charades. It's a very corny. It's a thriller. It's the best Hitchcock film that Hitchcock didn't make. But, you know, I think it's a really fun time, personally. Yeah, Audrey Hepburn and fucking Cary Grant, yeah. Great chemistry between the two leads. It's just so much fun dialogue and, like, silly fun things happening. And you know what? They shoot this film. I want to find some. It wasn't in black and white. No, it wasn't. They don't shoot films like this anymore. There's not this much colour. If I can find it, I think it's the nighttime scene. since the 60s or whatever, they just forgot how to light films. Everything looks dull and dark. Like, look at the fucking sludge of Stranger Things, and I guess it's not many. There's just posters. Okay, look. This is a nighttime shot. I guess I've closed Stranger Things now, but like this is a shot of a boat going across a river in France. Yeah, that is France. It's Paris, I believe. This would not look good if it was directed by the fucking Duffer Brothers or something. You know, it would be black. You'd not be able to see anything just because of film. Okay, I'm getting passionate now. I'm getting a bit too ahead of me. I'm getting a bit too crazy, but just because a shot is at night does not mean it has to look like you're outside at night in the real world. Because when you're outside at night in the real world, it's dark and it's not particularly cinematic. I mean, I guess it can be. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but you know, make your film look nice. Add colours to your film. Why don't we have colours anymore? What happened to colour? Look at her face. Look how colourful her face is. This looks shit, actually. Skiing, hey. Very like proto James Bond as well, in a sense, I guess. I guess he took some inspiration. Like, there's that classic James Bond scene of him, you know, skiing. Look at that. Look, you don't make him like this anymore. Fucking charade, man. I love the dialogue. It's so cheesy and corny and silly, but like, we have a good time, and that's the important thing. You know, we have a good time. I'm putting above Dead Poets because it's just a wonderful little time, and you know, we have fun. We have fun out here. But yeah, respect to Audrey and Carrie for that classic film. And now in 20 years later, the Bowen Temple. And this is, I guess, the first new film I've watched this year. Yeah, this is the first 2026 film that I've watched. Okay, unless it counts as 2025. The Bowen Temple. We love the Bowen Temple. I just thought this was a great film. I loved the first film, but I think I actually preferred this. Some of the direction was less interesting. It was less innovative, I guess. And, you know, I don't think they used the phones, like the phones to record it like they did for 28 Years Later Part 1. But yeah, it's about the Jimmies. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but look, I guess even these pictures are spoiling it a little bit. Yeah, look at this dude. I thought it was Jason Momoa when I first see him in the first film at first glance, but like less zombie cock as well. Ralph Fiennes, the main hook of this film for me is Ralph Fiennes and what he's up to. And then you have the kid character. He's less of a he's your vessel to see the world through and see what the cultist Jimmies are up to, the absolute lunatics. This is just a shot from a set, I think. I think that's Nia DaCosta, yeah. Nia DaCosta as well. That's open. I don't think I've seen any of her films before. No, I didn't watch the Marvels. These don't particularly interest me, but I think she did a really good job directing this second film. The Marvels, I ain't watching it. I think I came on like New Year's Day once in the background, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? I like the original Candyman a lot, but I guess it's just a remake. I'm not too interested in. Heather, yeah, I'm not sure about these films, but maybe I'll give them a go because I did enjoy this film a lot. I almost think like a British director could have, you know, it's a very British film, but I would recommend this film to anyone. I just love the places it goes, the look of the film. I love the Bowen Temple from the first film. I'm glad they used that set again because it's just a cool set, and I didn't want it to end. It felt like it went too quick, and I want more. So I'm really hoping, even though it flopped at the box office a bit, I'm really hoping this third film in the series gets made. And I think I'll leave it at that. I don't want to. I need to rush through it now because I'm taking too long. I'm rambling too much. But yeah, I would recommend the Bowen Temple. I had some little issues with it, some minor things. It's probably a low 8 if I'm being honest with myself. It's probably below Dead Poets, but like I'm excited about the series. The ending. I like how the ending is setting up. You know, it's not giving you obvious what's going to happen, but it's setting up what's going to happen in the next film. I love the Jimmies. I don't love the Jimmies. I love what they're doing with that. I'm not a big Jimmy Savile fan myself, but it's my film of the year. What can I say? It's the only film I've watched from 2026, so you know, some stupid things. Little nitpicks I have. There's a jump scare at one point it's shit. I don't know why they put it in. It was kind of funny though. I can't even lie. Maybe just keep it in because it's funny. I respect it. Fuck it, why not? And we're getting a bit unique over here. So I've been watching slowly over the last year or two, watching every Fellini film, or probably like a year. He's one of my favourite directors, Federico. Spirits of the Dead. This is an anthology film that he done. He's made some anthology films in the past. So this is with Federico, Roger Vadim, and Louis Malle. Louis Malle, he's like a well-received French director. He elevates the gallows as an all-timer, I think. One of the best film noirs, or French, I guess early French new wave. I don't even know how you define these sort of things, but Dinner with Andre is meant to be good. I haven't seen that yet. And then Roger Vadim, who made this Barbarella, Queen of the Galaxy, which I think it's another. That's a Jane Fonda film. Okay, yeah. I do want to watch it at some point, but it seems interesting. But yeah, auteurish directors, and I would say to some extent Louis Malle and Roger Vadim. Although I think these two films fell flat a little bit for me, and I thought Fellini's was great. His film was, I guess we can combine them. Toby Dammit, which is a classic short film from Fellini. I give it an 8 out of 10. I guess we'll talk about the other two films around this. I forget who directed. I think Louis Malle, the second one, and Vadim. They're all adaptations of Edgar Allan Poe short stories, which I think is a really interesting concept. Loads of 60s baddies, Jane Fonda, Brigitte Bardot, and I think there's another one. This lady, maybe, I'm not sure. So Brigitte Bardot died recently as well, and she was a bit of a fascist, so maybe I'm not going to speak of it too much, but Jane Fonda was good in a flick. I guess Fellini's was more just about Terence Stamp. Yeah, I guess it's not. Yeah, there's no baddies in this one, I remember. Yeah, I guess a cruel countess haunted by a cousin stallion. I liked how this looked. I liked how it was shot. I found it interesting and enjoyable, but I won't watch it again. It's one of them sort of things. That was a Jane Fonda film. I think that was Roger Vadim. I guess he's worked with Jane Fonda in the past as well, so that makes sense. I think I'd actually recommend that short film by Vadim. It was interesting, it was fun, and it was a good adaptation of the story, I'd say. That's probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Louis Malle's film, I was less hot on. It's sort of just a guy meets his doppelganger, and he fucking it's a very bad man. And every time he does bad acts, another man comes and fucking ruins it for him. I guess his doppelganger is lookalike, and it's interesting. It's very like 60s psychedelic sort of abstract. But yeah, it wasn't my favourite film by any chance. And then Toby Dammit. Yes, this is a classic Fellini. It's just energetic, well paced, with things constantly fucking going on. Terence Stamp was good in this. A lot of speaking English, from what I remember, which is unique. I think it wasn't his first colour film. That was Juliet of the Spirits, I believe, or maybe it was an earlier short film that he did. I think it was an earlier short film that he did, was his first. But yeah, lots of driving. The driving scenes were cool. I think my one issue with this maybe the driving scenes, which took up a lot of it. As much as it was it was so psychedelic and cool, and so much random shit that was happening. It really got you into this mind of someone who's like mentally collapsing and losing his head a bit. It probably went on a little bit. You can make a lot of things worse now in modern cinema, but I think scenes shot around cars, typically, in the older films, they're not amazing. But I think apart from that, it was very well paced, very good, very exciting film. Again, I need to rush through these now, so I'm just going to leave it there. I would recommend Toby Dammit. I put this, I guess I put it there, and then that can go. I think I'll put it above 28 years, just about. But I think, it's a short film. It's harder to judge a short film in comparison with longer films. But yeah, again, I'm a big Fellini fan. I guess what's my next Fellini I gotta watch? I've watched 14 Fellinis. I've watched all the. Bocchio, I think this was his first. Oh yeah, with the giant person. if that makes the Temptation of Dr. Antonio. Probably his weakest of the short films I've watched, but still, it's fun. It's about a giant woman for some reason. I guess I'm watching Satyricon next. Satyricon. I've never said that word out loud, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Amarcord and Casanova and such. But yeah, I guess we move on from that. The Searchers, classic Western, what can you even say? A lot of people will watch that film and look at it and be like, well, this is fucking racist. Okay, I'm not gonna. I think it deals with the issue of the American Indians and you meant to call, I don't even know, and the frontier men and the I guess the new Americans. In it really interestingly, but just because there's a character who is very much a racist, and I think it's an interesting exploration of the topic. I mean, they've come into I don't want to get too into fucking politics of it. They've immigrated into this land of the native people, and let them go. Fucking hell, yeah. I mean, I think it's the only John Ford film I've seen. I need to watch more. I want to Stagecoach at some point, but yeah, it's a John Wayne classic, John Ford. It's his most well-known film probably, and it's for good reason. The set pieces are great, the action's great, the characters are really emotionally mature. With it's still good uses of comedy that doesn't feel tacked on or anything. Matches the tone. Maybe a bit too silly sometimes for how serious the subject matter is, but yeah. I mean, if you gotta watch The Searchers. I don't think it's black and white though. I don't know why. Yeah, these are the Indian men. Yeah, just a really great film. I don't want to spoil it too much, but yeah, I mean, you gotta watch The Searchers. It's The Searchers. Where are we gonna put this on our list? John Ford, that's the right one. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this above Toby Dammit and below Dead Poet Society. I think that's a fair rating. I'm starting to think I might push Gerard too high for how corny of a film it is, but like fuck it, we ball and such. High and Low, fucking hell. I could talk about this film all day, but again we're in a bit of I've been talking too the High and Low is a classic. It's the only the first Kurosawa film I've seen, which is insane because it's one of the best films I've ever seen. I've only given it a 9, which is quite insane, but yeah, like fucking High and Low, man. I just closed the tab. It's like I don't know how the fuck you make this film. It's so engaging. It's 142 minutes. It does not feel like that at all. It feels like 3 films in one. There's like the first section of the film, which it reminds me of Rope by Hitchcock, and it's like fucking how do you make, it's like High and Low, man. It's fucking one of the best films. I only give it a 9 out of 10. Like I said, it didn't fully like emotionally connect with me, but everything it done, in my opinion, it done perfectly. Maybe the only criticism, the middle act of the I guess yeah, it's a free act. Yeah. The middle act of the film maybe was a bit less interesting, a bit more cold and distant, and maybe that emotionally it made me connect less. But yeah, just fucking it's High and Low. I love this film so much. I love it so much, and I'm glad I watched it. I'll get around to all the Kurosawas. Maybe when I finish Fellini, I'll get the Kurosawas done. But yeah, this could be the best film. This could be above The Apartment. But for now, I'm putting it. I have to watch it again. I'm putting it second for now. It's a classic. It's an all timer. It's High and Low, dog. Yeah, if you haven't watched High and Low, just go out and watch it now. It's like it's amazing. And then I guess I watched Spinal Tap. I'm not sure what. I guess Rob Reiner died recently, so I've never seen Spinal Tap before. So I thought might as well do it now. It's a good film. It's an entertaining film. It's a good comedy. It's a laugh. I enjoyed it more than I expected to. I'm not particularly a fan of heavy metal bands, especially the 80s ones. I think they can be quite shit, but yeah, it was a good like little satire on that. It's a really good first film. Again, it's shot like I guess it's quite innovative in the sense it was shot almost in that Office style of a fake documentary regarding these characters. And yeah, some of the songs are good, to be fair. As someone who's not a fan of it, this is one of the 60s psychedelic songs that was, I remember his name, but like Stonehenge, for example, is a classic. Some great songs in this. Yeah, it was a good laugh, and I would recommend Spinal Tap to anyone. I don't think it's my favorite. I think my favorite Rob Reiner is When Harry Met Sally. Yeah, I've only watched. I've seen The Princess Bride when I was a kid in school, but I can't really remember it too well. But yeah, Stand By Me is good as well, but I think it's a little bit. I guess it didn't fully connect with me as it done with other people. But Harry Met Sally, it's the best film he made. And best rom-com of all time, I dare say. So yeah, Spinal Tap, it was a good time, and it went quick, and it didn't overstay its welcome, and it was a good film, and I'll put it above Blackberry. I put it above Holdovers. I think I just enjoyed it that much, although I don't have loads to say about it. Good times were had by all. It's quite poetic that it was Rob Reiner's last film and his first film. I guess it's tragic what happens. It's a tragedy, but it's some things do come full circle. I don't know, and unfortunately, it was an amazing film. I don't hate it by any means. Spinal Tap 2, the end continues. It just feels like a bit of a blandly made modern film, a legacy sequel, I suppose. There's some good jokes, some good funny moments. I guess you can't really spoil this. I guess you can a little bit, but there's this one person, I'm not even going to spoil it because it's the best part of the film. It's for me personally, because I didn't expect so much, but like a very famous man who might come from my ends appears in the film, and I was like, you know what? fuck yeah, why not? I'll give it a 4. It's kind of it's a nothing film, but it's nice, you know, it's pleasant. There's some good jokes in it. There's some moments I enjoy, but mainly it just passed over me. I don't really have any strong feelings regarding it. That particularly negative. 28 years later too, I watched it again. I watched this with a different group of people. I watched it in the cinema, and you know what? I enjoyed it more the first time, I'd say, but also we had worse seats. We were sat, it was quite booked up, the cinema on that day, so we were sat near the back, and I had great seats in the first time I seen it, so I still enjoyed it a lot. Nothing really stood out to me that pissed me off more. I think it's just it's a great story. I love Moon. You know, if you've seen it, the moon part. Yeah, I'm happy I've seen it twice, and I think it's a sad thing that it's flopped, and I think everyone should go out and watch it if it's playing in your local cinema, because it's a very excellent film. And no other choice. I'm rush through this now. I don't want to rush. It's amazing. No film in the world is shot like No Other Choice. It's by Park Chan-wook, who I've seen Old Boy. I've not seen anything else from him. I do want to watch the Vengeance trilogy at some point. I need to see Handmaiden as well. No film looks like this. It's quite staggering that it wasn't nominated for Best Cinematography for a start. I give this an 8 out of 10, and maybe it's a 9, you know, but yeah, it's not high and low, so what can you say? Yeah, this is sentimental value, this is the wrong film. And I guess I won't spoil too much, but it's a banger. Korea every now and then just makes, you know, comes out like they done Parasites. I can't really compare this to Parasites. Well, there's some similar themes, but you know, it's a banger. It's an amazing looking film. I love everything that happens in it. I've got no real complaints. Maybe it goes on a little bit too long. Maybe that's my only complaint, you know. But again, and sometimes, you know, as good as the cinematography is, some of the best I've seen, I just feel a little bit like too digital at times. But like, oh god, look at this shot. Maybe I'm just lying. Maybe, you know, I'm just a sucker for shot on film. I love that look. I love the grainy pixelated. But like, yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic in the making. It's a travesty it wasn't nominated for any Oscars, I think. But at the same time, yeah, fuck, we don't need the Academy anyway. I was hoping there'd be more like screen grabs from the film. If we can play the trailer. Yeah, just so funny, so well made, so entertaining. Anyone, I'd recommend to go out and watch this if you can. Yeah, fuck, it's a great film. And I'm gonna put No Other Choice by Park Chan-wook probably just below High and Low and above Charade. It's a very high 8. I might turn it to a 9. And then Sentimental Value, which I have given 9, but now I'm thinking that I give High and Low a 9. And it's a great film, but it's not high and low, you know what I mean? It's by this Norwegian director who I've seen. I've got Joachim Trier, I don't know how to say his name. The Worst Person in the World, also. It's another film I love. I haven't seen any more from him. This was probably my favourite film from this year, or that year, and this might be my favourite film from 2025, I'm not sure yet, but it's definitely up there. Renee Redzepi, she reprises the role, she's in The Worst Person in the World. She's great in it. Stellan Skarsgård, obviously, he's always a great actor wherever he does. And I think this is a very lovely film. And again, I want to finish this video, so I'm rushing across a film I really love, which is quite tragic. But yeah, especially, you know, that first maybe hour of the film, it looks beautiful for something so simple as well. Like how you can execute such a simple concept where there's no action or anything. You know, it's a lot of talking in rooms, and I mean, not really, but like, you know, it feels like a classic film. It feels like a film, you know, that you would go back to watch from like the 60s or something and be like, wow, this is a really grounded, classic, beautiful film. And again, it is a sentimental film. It's a very emotionally resonant, I would say. And I loved it, and I think everyone should go watch it. And I'm glad it got nominated for Best Picture, I think it should at least win International. I haven't actually seen One Battle After Another yet, but I think that's the favourite. Yeah, man, it's a beautifully looking film. There's some good commentary as well on filmmaking, and you know, there's some funny things about Netflix in the film. Every character feels so like organic and well written and real, and it's really hard thing to capture that, but I won't spoil too much. But there's some Ella Fannon's great in it as well. I loved her role. I loved how it switched between English and Norwegian as well. But there's some parts that like they take where you are, and it takes you back to the same house, or the same, you know, family bloodline into the past, and the way they've shot it so it looks like a film shot and maybe an older film, and it's all grainy, and you can see, you know, where these characters came from, and it feels quite like romantic and romanticized, but it commentates on that itself, I think, and how you romanticize the past. And this house is, you know, people say like, oh, the set's a character, but this house is almost like a character in itself. It's just a really brilliant film. I would recommend it. It just looks beautiful. I've said I love how a lot of films are shot on this, but like, it's not an Overchoice level of interest and shoot. Oh, the fucking iPad scene, by the way, in Overchoice. But yeah, I think it's close between this and no Overchoice, but I would think I'd put this third. Of the 15 films I watched in January, it's currently February 4th, so I've watched no films up to now this month, so I need to get on the film train. But yeah, just some great films I've watched. Yeah, this is the final ranking, I guess. Stranger Things, Spirits. I can't really complain about any of these films apart from Stranger Things, really, and I guess Spinal Tap, but that's just, you know, I'm not too mad about that. It wasn't amazing or anything, but yeah. Definitely watch these top 8, probably top 9, top 10. Yeah, just watch the top 10. Let's watch all of these that I've rated like above a 6. I'd say. Lots of great films to see. I'm gonna end it there because I've been blabbering on for too long. If you want to follow my letterbox, follow Jace or JMotoMoto. You'll be able to find it. And we have a good time. Mr. Bean's holiday. Over and out. Recorders on the phone. Goodbye.